to you as Fast Freddy comes onto the speedway.
Ready to begin qualifying time trials. First out from Salfordville, Pennsylvania, driving the Miller Brothers Chevrolet Material Handling System, CNS Lawn and Landscaping 51, Fast Freddy Raymer. Fred Raymer in the 51. Raymer takes the green flag for his one and only qualifying lap. Fred Raymer, we mentioned, winning an outlaw event here on May 19th of 1998. And the official time for Fred Raymer will be a 13:084, 13084. Fred Raymer, a five-time career Advanced World of Outlaws main event winner. Coming up next, the current point leader here in the commercial truck and trailer sprint car division at the Lernerville Speedway from Franklin, Pennsylvania. It's the World of Wheels, Kawasaki, Lutz Auto Body, Carmate Trailer 6F of Bob Felmley. Bob Felmley in the 6F. Felmley right now showing an 18-point lead over Rod George at the top of the standings in the commercial truck and trailer sprint car division, and Felmley second quickest with a 13:104, 13104, the official time for Bob Felmley. Qualifying next from Litchfield, Michigan, driving the TLC Auto Collision, Tucky Motorsports, Westmar Engines 5B, this is Chad Blonde. Chad Blonde in the 5B. Chad Blonde picking up a main event win earlier this year at the Attica Raceway Park. And that happened just about a week after he returned from an extended stay racing in Australia. Chad Blonde working through turns 3 and 4 right now. Up on the high side, four wheels up over the cushion, cuts it back down to the bottom. Checkered flag waves. Blonde with a 13:148, 13148, third fastest so far. Next driver to qualify, the 2006 Kevin Gobrecht Award winner with the Advanced World of Outlaws from Findlay, Ohio, driving the Cantor Oil Company 8K. This is Chad Kemenaugh. Chad Kemenaugh in the 8K. Chad Kemenaugh, four-time All-Star champion, 2 career wins with the Advanced World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series. Chad Kemenaugh's time is quick time, a 12:972. 12972, 124.884 miles per hour. Quick time for Chad Kemenaugh. Clocking in now from Renfrew, Pennsylvania in the Esposito Electric Affordable Graphics 6R. This is Sheila Rankin. Sheila Rankin in the 6R. And the lap time for Sheila Rankin, a 15:431, 15431. Official time for Sheila Rankin. Chad Kemenaugh, quick time early on in the qualifying. Fred Raymer second fastest so far. Bob Felmley, Chad Blonde, and Sheila Rankin, the 5 drivers that have qualified. And getting underway now from Fairmount, Indiana, driving the Shorty's Variety Recycling, Smith's Farm, Keir Speed Shop, Zeiss Development number 0. This is Brandon Wimmer. Brandon Wimmer in the number 0. So Brandon Wimmer getting a shot behind the wheel of the Rick Ferkel car here tonight at the Lernerville Speedway. Wimmer has driven for Rick Ferkel in competition in the past. We saw Brandon Wimmer driving the Alan Barton Motorsports 7TW just a week and a half ago at the Knoxville Raceway in Iowa. Second fastest time of the night for Brandon Wimmer, a 13:061, 13061, second quick for Brandon Wimmer. Qualifying now from Sarver, Pennsylvania, driving the Terry Bowser Excavating, Reisman Body Shop, Shellhammer Atwood Agency number 10. This is Carl Bowser. Carl Bowser in the number 10. Carl Bowser is 11th in the current commercial truck and trailer sprint car standings here at the Lernerville Speedway. Bowser hauls it through turns 3 and 4 and down to the checkered flag. A lap time of 13:245, 13245, sixth quick for Carl Bowser. Pushing now from Clovis, California in the Garriger Luck and Roadie Investments, Elite Landscaping, Primerica Financial, DDN number 14, Hotfoot Jason Myers. Jason Myers in the 14, a 3-time winner, currently second in the point standings. 6 top 5s in 7 events thus far with the Advanced World of Outlaws this season. Victories for Jason Myers at Volusia Speedway Park, Manzanita Speedway, and the I-55 Raceway, and that is quick time, a 12:832. 12832, quick time for Jason Myers, 126.247 miles per hour. Underway now from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, driving the YTI Career Institute, Harrisburg Auto Auction, Wholesale Auto 25, it's Chad Layton. Chad Layton, and his time is a 13.353, 1.3353, eighth fastest out of 9 qualifiers thus far for Chad Layton. Underway now from Hartford, Ohio, in the Berlin Bakery, Schoenfeld Headers, Maxim Chassis Pro Shocks number 2B, the lowrider, Dale Blaney. Dale Blaney in the number 2B. Time for Dale Blaney, fourth quick, a 13.063, 1.3063, fourth quick for Dale Blaney. Up next, from Hermitage, Pennsylvania, piloting the Dressler Excavating, Chapel Welding and Rigging, Chapel Restoration, number 8, this is Mike Lutz. Mike Lutz in the number 8. Mike Lutz in the Jim Chappell owned entry. We've seen Jim Chappell competing with the Outlaws many times here at the Lernerville Speedway. Now acting as the car owner for Mike Lutz. Lutz 4 wheels up over the cushion in 3 and 4. Looks pretty good. And it's second fastest time of the night at 12.862. 1.2862, second quick for Mike Lutz in car number 8. Making his Advanced World of Outlaws debut here tonight out of Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, driving the West Side Honda number 92. This is Matthew Reed. Matthew Reed in the 92, the V92. The V standing for Victoria. The cars in Australia with the letter representing their state of registry along with the number. And Matthew Reed stops the clock with a 13.344, 1.3344, 10th fastest so far. From Johnstown, Pennsylvania, driving the Golden Flavor Sesame Sticks, Mully's Pool Table Sales number 98. This is Dan Shetler. Dan Shetler in the number 98. Green flag waving for Shetler. 10th in the point standings, way up high in turn number 2, nearly dropped that right rear over the edge of the banking. Checkered flag in the air for Dan Shetler with a 13.677, 1.3677 for Dan Shetler. And with the brand new motor under the hood from Altoona, Iowa, driving the big game tree stands, Bosma Poultry, DeBerg Concrete, AmeriCashAdvance.com, Remington Tree Stands, Front Row Challenge, Ultimate Challenge number 24. This is T-Mac, Terry McCarl. Terry McCarl takes the green flag. McCarl, 6-time champion at the Knoxville Raceway in Iowa. Also a 6-time champion at the Houston Speedway in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. McCarl currently 8th in the Advanced World of Outlaws point standings. His time 4th quick, a 12.985. 1.2985, very impressive considering he did not get any warm-up laps. So Terry McCarl, and McCarl smoking a little more as he came out of turn number 4. Terry, I believe, thinking it was a 2-lap qualifying program. But again, McCarl with a 12.985, green flag waves for the next qualifier. Last year's Advanced World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year from St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia. The TK Concrete, Van Monen Electric, Logan Contracting, Skyline Ready Mix, QTC 55, the Madman, Kerry Madsen. Madsen's time, 5th quick, a 13.025, 1.3025 for Kerry Madsen in the number 55, putting him 5th fastest so far. Qualifying now from Bloomington, Indiana, driving the Q Oil, Hoosier Tires, Mesilla Valley Transportation, number 11, the 20-time Outlaw Champion, Steve Kinzer. Steve Kinzer in the number 11. Kinzer with the 6th spot in the current Advanced World of Outlaws point standings with 4 top 10 finishes this season. Steve Kinzer is a 16-time main event winner here at the Lernerville Speedway, and his lap is 9th fastest so far with a 13.098, 1.3098. Clocking in next from Nashville, Tennessee, in the Waterfall Systems, Allen Manufacturing number 13, this is Paul McMahon. Paul McMahon in the number 13. McMahon's driven this car on a couple of occasions in 2008. Paulie competed with the Advanced World of Outlaws last season, driving the Tony Stewart Racing at number 20 machine. Checkered flag waving for Paul McMahon with a 13.190, 1.3190, 7 career Advanced World of Outlaws main event wins for Paul McMahon in that yellow number 13 car. Qualifying next, now calling Thomasville, Pennsylvania home, originally from Memphis, Tennessee, in the Macri Concrete, Rocket Pizza, Eastern Air Balance, DMI, J&S Fabrication, High Rock, number 22. This is Greg Hodnett. Greg Hodnett in the number 22, Advanced World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year back in 1993. Hodnett's got a couple of wins in Central Pennsylvania already this season, and his time here tonight is second fastest time of the night at 12:8:45. 1:2:845, second quick for Greg Hodnett at 126.119 miles per hour. Another Central Pennsylvania native who's spreading his wings and racing on the road a bit in 2008 from Fayetteville, driving the Advanced Development, Catoctin Development DMI number 30C. This is Lance DeWeese. Lance DeWeese in the 30C. Lance currently leading the points with the All-Star Circuit of Champions. And the time for Lance DeWeese, sixth quick with a 13:017, 13017. Qualifying now from Cabot, Pennsylvania in the Recruits Meatpacking number 4K. This is Bill Kiley. Bill Kiley in the 4K. Bill Kiley is currently 15th in the point standings with the commercial truck and trailer sprint cars here at the Lernerville Speedway. Kiley down to the bottom in 3 and 4, and his lap time will be a 14:282, 14282. Part of a two-car effort here tonight by NASCAR Sprint Cup star Casey Kane, driving car number 9, the Budweiser Open Joist Mopar JEI chassis entry from Brownsburg, Indiana, the Brownsburg Bullet, Joey Saldana. Joey Saldana in the number 9. Joey finished second in the Advanced World of Outlaws point standings last season, currently in the 4th spot with 4 top 5 finishes and 6 top 10s this season. Quick time of 12:813, 12813. Quick time for Joey Saldana, 126.434 miles per hour. So the track record holder at the Lernerville Speedway now sits on top of the qualifying chart as we continue with the driver from Katanning, Pennsylvania in the PJ Greco King Lanes, Tredson Contracting number 9S. This is Kevin Schaefer. Kevin Schaefer a little tricky through the rough stuff down there in turn 1. Gathers it back in, but now off the pace, and Kevin Schaefer with a problem headed back to the pit area. So a tough break for the driver third in the Lernerville Speedway point standings. Kevin Schaefer did not get a lap time. He should be able to come back out and get one lap at the end of qualifying, where the best he can be scored is 17th fastest, no matter what lap time he turns. Continuing now with a driver in his second Advanced World of Outlaws season out of Sunnyvale, Texas, the GH Plumbing, Plum Fast Racing, Smiley's Race Products 15H. This is Sam Haferteep Jr. Sam Haferteep Jr. in the 15H got his first career 410 sprint car event win in Florida back in February with the All-Stars at Lake City. Haferteep, 4th quick with a 12:860, 12860, 4th quick for Sam Haferteep Jr. Set to fire now from Owasso, Oklahoma, driving the Titan Garages and Carports, Hop and Sack Convenience Stores number 21, and his car owner calling him the tightwad. This is Darren Pittman. Darren Pittman in the number 21. Darren Pittman, 10th in the Advanced World of Outlaws point standings, got a 410 main event win this past Friday night, racing with the IRA sprint cars at the 34 Raceway in Burlington, Iowa. And Darren Pittman's time, 6th quick, a 12:943, 12943, 6th quick for Darren Pittman. Moving on to the Speedway now, from Worcester, Ohio, driving the Owens Corning Fiberglass Citywide Insulation VG Automotive IDI R19, the Wild Child, Jack Haudenschild. Jack Haudenschild in the R19. Haudenschild changing rides for 2008, now aboard the Carnahan Motorsports entry, wrenched by Leonard Lee. Jack Haudenschild 7th in the point standings thus far, and his time is 4th quick, a 12:846. 12846, 4th quick for the Wild Child. Next driver onto the racing surface. He is the 2-time defending All-Star champion. From Benton Ridge, Ohio, driving the All-Star Plumbing and Heating, Don Snyder Excavating, Miller Rigging, Kistler Engines, W20, this is Greg Wilson. Greg Wilson in the W20. Wilson out of turn 4, just a little sideways there, but the lap is 18th fastest, a 13.190, 13190, and that'll actually be scored 19th quickest because it's duplicate time with Paul McMahon. McMahon went out earlier, so Paul McMahon actually will get credit for the 18th spot. Greg Wilson, 19th fastest so far, as the Kevin Gobrecht Award contender for Rookie of the Year honors with the Advanced World of Outlaws this season takes the green flag. Driving car 5W, the Allebach Racing Keen Motorsports Rick's Auto Body entry from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. This is Lucas Wolf. Lucas Wolf in the 5W. 20th quickest for Lucas Wolf, a 13.201, 13201. Brian Ellenberger next on the clock. Brian calling Butler, Pennsylvania home. He drives the Carmate Trailers Open Joist number 20E. Brian Ellenberger currently ranking 9th in the point standings here at the Lernerville Speedway, although he is not a regular each and every Friday night. Ellenberger enters turn 3 a little high, cuts down to the bottom out of turn 4, and it's a 14th quickest effort with a 13.070, 13070. Making his debut aboard the second Casey Kane Racing entry here this evening. From Eunice, Louisiana, driving the Remington Open Joist Budweiser JEI chassis number 19E, the Cajun sensation Jason Johnson. Jason Johnson in the 19E. Jason Johnson has been on fire with the 360 sprint cars. Thus far in 2008, several wins across ASCS national and regional competition. Jason Johnson's time, 18th fastest at 13.107, 13107. And Jason Johnson has been very successful in Pennsylvania before as a former driver of the Jim and Sandy Klein number 22 machine. Clocking in next from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, driving the Casey's General Stores, Hosby Trucks, Vocon, Fram Auto Light number 6. Here is the Steel City Outlaw, Tim Schaefer. Tim Schaefer in the number 6, a former Lernerville Speedway champion. Picked up the Don Martin Memorial Silver Cup win here in 2005. Little rough on the exit out of turn 4. It's 19th fastest with a 13.109, 13109 for Tim Schaefer. Next driver to qualify from Burlington, Washington in the Dirt Incorporated, Jansma Construction, DMI, Maxim Butler Built 5C. This is Chad Hillier. Chad Hillier in the number 5C. Oh, Hillier, a bicycle in turn 4, gathered it back up, but a close call, got the left side wheels up off the ground, and then it picked the entire front end up off the ground for a moment. Chad Hillier had only the right rear tire in contact with the racing surface. He gathered it back in, however, and he takes his qualifying lap. It'll be a 13.559, 13559 as the track is getting a little choppy in the corners here at the Lernerville Speedway. Next up, from Wampum, Pennsylvania, driving the Universal Uniforms, McClyman Supply and Transit, S&S Processing, JSP 33, it's Brent Mattis. Brent Mattis in the 33. Mattis currently ranking 6th in the points here at Lernerville Speedway in sprint car competition. Mattis' time will be a 14.195, 14195. Qualifying now from Katanning, Pennsylvania, driving the Dr. John Crawford Pro Shot Boring at number 4G. This is Rod George. Rod George in the 4G. George has a main event win here at the Lernerville Speedway in 2008. Currently second in the point standings behind Bob Felmley. And the time for Rod George, a 13.226, 13226. Next out, from Apollo, Pennsylvania, driving the Howard Concrete Commercial Truck and Trailer number 2L, the Apollo Rocket, Ed Lynch Jr. Ed Lynch Jr. in the 2L, the all-time leading feature winner in sprint car competition here at the Lernerville Speedway. An 89-time winner at this facility. Ed Lynch Jr., of course, biggest win of his career came right here in 2002 when he beat the Outlaws in the Don Martin Memorial Silver Cup. Checkered flag in the air, and second fastest time of the night, Ed Lynch Jr. with a 13.828. 13828, second quick for Ed Lynch Jr., 126.286 miles per hour. And a little bit of a problem with the push truck that was getting set to fire Outlaw Points leader Craig Delansky. So with just a few more cars to qualify, the order looks like this thus far. Joey Saldana fastest with a 12.813. Ed Lynch Jr. now second quick with a 12.828. Jason Myers third with a 12.832. Greg Hodnett fourth with a 12.845. Jack Hodenshield rounding out the top five with a 12.846. Sam Hafer-Teep Jr. sixth fastest so far. Mike Lutz seventh fastest. Darren Pittman eighth. Chad Kemenon ninth. And Terry McCarl rounding out the top 10, followed by Lance DeWeese 11th, Kerry Matson 12th, Brandon Wimmer 13th, Dale Blaney 14th, Brian Ellenberger in 15th, Fred Raymer on the bubble for the heat race inversion at 16th quick. Remember, we invert the top four in each of 4 heat races, and so that means drivers that have already missed the inversion for the heat races include Steve Kinzer, Bob Felmley, Jason Johnson, Tim Schaefer, Paul McMahon, Greg Wilson, among others. This is the current Advanced World of Outlaws point leader from Elk River, Minnesota. The Auto Value Parts Stores, Aggressive Hydraulics, Caravan Trailer, Snap-on Tools number 2. It's the crowd pleaser, Craig Delansky. Delansky hauling the mail down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Checkered flag waves. Not enough to make the inversion. 20th fastest for Craig Delansky. A 13.107. 13107 for Craig Delansky, putting him 20th fastest on the evening thus far. Next out, a former Advanced World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year, third-generation sprint car driver from Bloomington, Indiana, driving the Bass Pro Shops, Chevrolet, Tracker Boats, JD Byrider, Tony Stewart Racing number 20. This is Craig Kinzer. Craig Kinzer in the number 20. Craig Kinzer, Knoxville Nationals winner. Checkered flag waving for Craig Kinzer, and that is 30th fastest with a 13.447, 13447, 30th quick for Craig Kinzer. And clocking in now from Bixby, Oklahoma, driving car number 83, the DTR Transport, HR Livestock Transportation, Roth Motorsports entry. Here's Shane Stewart. Shane Stewart in the 83, tied with Donnie Schatz for Fast Time Awards with the Advanced World of Outlaws this season. Both have 2. Checkered flag waves. Shane Stewart's time, 17th quickest, misses the inversion by 1 with a 13.093, 13093. 7 more drivers scheduled to qualify, and on the clock now from San Jose, California, the Penthouse Magazine, Pocket Shot, Terry Hannigan Racing, Stage 8 Locking Fasteners, Brown & Miller Racing Solutions, Integra Shocks 1X. This is the Hurricane Randy Hannigan. Randy Hannigan in car number 1X. Hannigan, the 1995 Advanced World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year. Randy Hannigan with a 13.527, 13527, putting him 32nd fastest. Qualifying next from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, driving car number 19, the Race Against Abuse of Children Everywhere, Garinger Luckett Roadie Investments, Gertie Engines, Butler Built entry. This is Stevie Smith. Stevie Smith in the 19. Stevie Smith, the winner in Central Pennsylvania already in 2008. Was an Advanced World of Outlaws winner here at Lernerville on May 15th of 2002. Stevie Smith stops the clock with a 13.290, 13290, and that is 29th fastest. Getting set to qualify now from Bartlett, Tennessee, driving the Weatherington Tractor Service, VRP Shocks, Dancer Logistics, FSR Race Products, Donut Racing Engines, VMAC Racing Products, 7S, it's Double Down Jason Sides. Jason Sides in the 7S, 12th in the point standings. 27th fastest with a 13.217, 13217, and right now it looks like the track getting a little slower as it gets a little chompier through the corners, especially in 3 and 4. Drivers having a hard time hanging onto the car as they bounce out of the 4th corner and down toward that checkered flag. Green flag flag waving on the next competitor out of Liberal, Kansas in the Best Well Service, Penske Shocks, LRB Manufacturing, Smiley's Race Products 18. This is Tony Bruce Jr. Tony Bruce Jr. in the 18, and his lap time is a 13:208, 1:32:08, and that is now 27th fastest. Well, we'll see what can be done with qualifying on this track right now as the two-time and defending Advanced World of Outlaws champion takes to the Speedway out of Fargo, North Dakota, driving the Armor All Chevrolet Parker Stores Tony Stewart Racing number 15. This is Donnie Schatz. Donnie Schatz in the number 15, third in the point standings, got his first win of the season on May 3rd at the Knoxville Raceway. Two-time defending champion of the Cleveland Brothers Don Martin Memorial Silver Cup here at the Lernerville Speedway, and his lap time is 23rd fastest at 13:125, 1:3:125. So the heat races are going to be interesting. We've got some fast cars that are going to be coming from behind row number 2 as Donnie Schatz times in 23rd quickest. And moving on to the racetrack now from Renfrew, Pennsylvania in the Ashcraft Speed and Marine Honda North Affordable Graphics 16. This is Gary Rankin. Gary Rankin in the number 16. And Gary Rankin having some problems off the pace over there in turn number 2. And so Gary Rankin coasting very slowly down the backstretch. We'll see if we can get him back to the pit area. One more scheduled official qualifier, and then if Kevin Schaefer is able to come out and take his lap at the end. And so moving on to the racetrack now from Cabot, Pennsylvania in the Automotive Machine Service, Glashmere Fuel Service, Trinity Metal and Welding 15M. This is Charlie Holben. Charlie Holben taking over the seat in the Martha Dionis number 15M for the 2008 campaign. Used to seeing Charlie with the Advanced World of Outlaws here in his familiar 42G car, but now driving the very well familiar, the 15 purple and white machine that has been at Lernerville Speedway seemingly forever, and Charlie Holben's lap time is a 13:508, 1:3:508, and now Kevin Schaefer comes back out in the number 9S, and again the best he can be scored is 17th fastest no matter what lap time he turns. That is his penalty for missing his assigned spot in the qualifying order earlier. We mentioned Schaefer third in the Lernerville Speedway Sprint Car point standings. He drives the PJ Greco King Lanes Tritson Contracting number 9S. Into turns 3 and 4, checkered flag waiting for Kevin Schaefer, and it's a 13:506, 1:3:506. We'll have to see if Gary Rankin can get back out onto the speedway for one more quick lap, but it looked very doubtful after his problems over in turn 2. We get official word now that Gary Rankin will not be qualifying, so that will do it for time trials with the Advanced Auto Parts World of Outlaws this evening. Your fast qualifier, driving the Budweiser number 9, the Brownsburg Bullet, Joey Saldana with a lap of 12.813 seconds, 126.434 miles per hour. Ed Lynch Jr. was second fastest this evening in the 2L, the 14 of Jason Myers third quick, the 22 of Greg Hodnett fourth fastest, rounding out the top 5, the R19 of Jack Hodenshield. Sam Haferteep Jr. sixth fastest this evening. Mike Lutz an impressive seventh quick. Darren Pittman eighth fastest. Chad Kemenon ninth. Terry McCarroll rounding out the top 10. Lance DeWeese 11th fastest. Kerry Madsen 12th. Brandon Wimmer 13th quick. Dale Blaney 14th. Brian Ellenberger.
Bank, we welcome you to Don Martin's Lerner.